Federal Way is the 9th largest city in the state of Washington. We're between Seattle and Tacoma, right on the Puget Sound. We're a city of just shy of 100,000 people.
We are seeing more and more that gang violence does happen here. It looks different. It's harder because you can't do things on a block-by-block basis. You can't do the same interventions that you have in an urban area.
This community was rocked to its very foundation in 2016. We had a series of homicides that occurred. And I think the people that had been here several decades were really concerned about what was happening in our community.
When we were creating our violence prevention initiative, we had to think about what is the hospital's role in violence prevention. We're lucky to live in an area that has a lot of great community partners, a lot of passionate people that are on the ground doing the work. The hospital's role at CHI Franciscan is to be behind the scenes. We convene meetings, we'll help write grants, we'll help inspire passionate people to actually make their dream a reality.
When I first was familiar with the Youth Violence Prevention Grant through CHI, the focus was on reducing middle school suspensions and expulsions. So we know a lot more about what we can do to prevent problem behaviors than respond to it at the end. So things like establishing school-wide expectations, making those part of the school culture. Be safe, be responsible, be respectful are often school expectations. And so schools will lay out, well, what do those really mean across all of the locations? So what does it mean in the hallway, in the classroom, out on the playground at elementary? And then they're explicitly taught those expectations.
We also have a goal working with our wider community to reduce juvenile arrests in the city of Federal Way.
One of our plans is we developed the YES Network, the Youth Employment Support Network, because research shows that kids that are involved in employment and employment readiness opportunities, that violence is decreased in that community by up to 70%.
Especially if you were lost like I was. I don't know, I was lost, I felt lost. I was incarcerated. What led me to those decisions was the people I was surrounded with. Because if you're surrounded with ignorant, alcoholism, just violence all around you, right? What are you going to end up being? One of those people you're surrounded by.
So the school district and St. Francis and lots of community partners got together to see what we could do to pilot a program to prepare kids and to help kids get summer jobs.
We learned positivity and basically change your mindset and not being the same person you are. It was game-changing. Like literally, it was game-changing.
The first year we started with 25 kids at one of our high schools. So from that we had the other students at the other schools and the other principals saying, why can't we do this for our kids as well? So this year we've expanded it to 4 of our comprehensive high schools and went from 25 scholars to 100 scholars.
I think these programs really engage people. You know, the young people, obviously they want to know that there's a future out there for them, but most importantly, I think they want to feel like their community cares about them.
The grant funding we get from CHI is imperative. None of this happens without resources.
You know, violence, you know, is really something that tears at the very fabric of our community. And it's great that somebody this organization that's such a cornerstone and pillar of our community is engaged in those prevention efforts.